Hello, AISM primary families. This is Taryn Bond-Clegg, PYP coordinator and assistant principal, and it is my pleasure to take you into a little bit more detail of the distance learning planner for grades 1 to 5. If you watched the first video for grade 1 to 5, then we've already gone through some of the general structures and routines, and you are ready for video 2. If you haven't watched video 1, I would definitely encourage you to pause and go back and watch video 1 so that the rest of video 2 makes sense to go into a little bit more detail. So every week, teachers will upload the new plans for the following week. These plans will always be found after the first 4 slides. We're going to keep those first 4 slides static so they're easily accessible for learners and families. We are also going to keep a running record of all the plans week to week. The older plans will be bumped down further down the slide, and the newer plans will be always found at the top for the ease of learners and families to access those. That way, if there is a need for learners and families to go back for previous week's plans, they can still access those, just lower in the document. There will always be a title slide for each week to help learners and families clearly see which week the learning plans apply to. The first section of those weekly plans will be for the weekly home learning. As mentioned in video 1, the expectation is that learners complete all activities for each day of their homeroom learning. The homeroom learning will be organized 2 slides for Monday, 2 slides for Tuesday, 2 slides for Wednesday, 2 slides for Thursday, and 1 slide for Friday. The Monday through Thursday slides will have an area for unit of inquiry, for math, for reading, and for writing. As we mentioned in video 1, learners are expected to complete all 4 activities each day, but the order in which they complete these activities is up to them. All of the learning plans will have a learning goal, so it's very clear for learners and families what is trying to be achieved. And then the learn section will outline how the learner is getting the new learning. So what do they need to read or watch or view or listen to acquire new knowledge, to acquire new understanding, or to acquire a new skill. The do section is where learners are going to interact with that learning. They may be practicing it, using it, applying it, or extending it. And the share part of the plan is where learners reflect and share. Often this will be with teachers so that the teachers are able to assess where they are in their learning and if they need more support with that. There will also be a reminder to check Seesaw, either for the link to the pre-recorded morning message or for the link to the live interactive community meeting. These links won't be linked directly on the planner, as the planners will be completed in advance, and the morning messages will be completed on a day-to-day basis. But there will be the reminder to check Seesaw for those morning messages or invitations to community meetings. The Friday planner looks a little different. As mentioned in video 1, Friday is more of a flexible learning day. So there are some questions for learners and families to reflect upon anything that might need to be caught up with. There's some guidance for learners and families about how to pursue a personal inquiry or a passion project. And then also Friday is a great day for those going further activities, which will be found on slide 21, 22, and I'll talk you through those in a minute. The next section of the planner will be the specialist subject learning. This is where PE, visual arts, performing arts, and Portuguese will be found. And as mentioned in video 1, the expectation is that learners choose 1 activity each day and complete all activities by the end of the week. The structure of the plans will be very similar to the homeroom plans, and the subject will be clearly labeled at the top of the plans. The final part of the planner are the choice extensions, where learners are able to take their learning further. And as mentioned in video 1, this is only to be done if all other learning is complete. So Monday through Thursday, if the expected daily learning is finished and learners have some time and interest to go further, they can shop from these opportunities. And come Friday, if a learner has completed all their weekly learning and has the time, then they can take their learning further by exploring these options presented by their teachers. There will be a section of choice extensions for homeroom learning, and there will also be a section of choice extensions for their single subject learning. So thank you for listening to that video. Hopefully that gives you a good overview of what to expect each week from the planner. As we are all new to this distance learning, it is very likely that the planner itself will grow and change as we try it out and reflect and revise. As changes are being made, I will record new videos to update families about the changes, the reasons they were made, and how they will hopefully enhance distance learning even further. Thanks for listening.